Hey everybody, welcome back to vitamin D cofactor number 3. And if you're wondering if yes, Ethan, I was holding up a fish in the thumbnail for this video, you are correct. I was holding a fish. That's just to give you a little hint that this is omega-3 is the vitamin D cofactor number 3. Oh, and just FYI, if you haven't seen the other vitamin D cofactor videos, just wait till the end of this video. There'll be a thumbnail, you can just click on that. And also, before moving on, if you have any questions or concerns, please ask your doctor about any of these supplements. I'm not a doctor, I can't treat anybody or diagnose anybody. Okay, everyone, so starting off from Vitamin D Wiki, they really didn't have that much to say. Basically, they're just saying omega-3 increases active vitamin D, especially in people with poorly functioning livers or kidneys. 1 gram of omega-3 seems to be enough. Different brands have widely different bioavailability. So, I mean, there's all different kinds of omega-3 out there. Just FYI, it's the marine fatty acid is what omega-3 is. That's what it's referring to is the EPA and DHA is what you're looking for. You can find it in like krill. You can find it in algae also. So if you're vegan, you can get it through algae. That's actually how these fish and krill get it, is because they're eating, the smaller animals are eating the algae, and then the bigger fish eat those, and so on and so forth, and that's how you get this marine fatty acid. So because Vitamin D Week, he was talking about people with poorly functioning livers or kidneys, I was looking at a research article about the effects of omega-3 fatty acid or vitamin D activation in hemodialysis patients, so people with poor functioning kidneys. It says the high incidence of cardiovascular disease and vitamin D deficiency in chronic kidney disease patients is well known. Vitamin D activation by omega-3 fatty acid, FA, supplementation may explain the cardioprotective effects exerted by omega-3 fatty acid. We hypothesize that omega-3 fatty acid and 25-hydroxyvitamin D, which is the level they measure in your blood, supplementation may increase 1,25-dihydroxyvitamin D, which is the active form activated by your kidneys, compared to 25-OHD supplementation alone in hemodialysis patients that have insufficient or deficient 25-OHD levels, which is less than 30 nanograms per ml. So it's not really necessary to read through the entire study, but looking down here at the conclusion, it just says omega-3 fatty acid supplementation may be partly related to vitamin D activation. And well, you might be wondering, well, why would supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids help activate vitamin D in the kidneys? Well, it seems like the consensus from this article was that omega-3 is well known for lowering inflammation, so that might be part of the reason why it plays a role in activating vitamin D in the kidneys and the liver. So moving on, I found this one probably the most interesting. It says vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids control serotonin synthesis and action. And it says relevance for ADHD, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and impulsive behavior. So a lot of mental health issues. Serotonin regulates a wide variety of brain functions and behaviors. Here we synthesize previous findings that serotonin regulates executive function, sensory gating, and social behavior, and that attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and impulsive behavior all share in common defects in these functions. It has remained unclear why supplementation with omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D improve. Keyword says omega-3 fatty acid and vitamin D improve cognitive function and behavior in these brain disorders. Here we propose mechanisms by which serotonin synthesis, release, and function in the brain are modulated by vitamin D and the two marine omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce those out loud. So that's pretty interesting. So they're saying that supplementing with omega-3 and vitamin D may improve cognitive function. So right here it says brain serotonin is synthesized from tryptophan by tryptophan hydroxylase 2, which is transcriptionally activated by vitamin D hormone. Because remember, vitamin D is not actually a vitamin, it's a hormone because you make it. If you make it in your body, it can't be a vitamin. Inadequate levels of vitamin D, which is saying 70% of the population supposedly, and omega-3 fatty acids are common. So right there saying most of America is deficient in both of these, suggesting that brain serotonin synthesis is not optimal. So right here they're saying we propose a model whereby insufficient levels of vitamin D, EPA, or DHA, or both, in combination with genetic factors and at key periods during development will lead to dysfunctional serotonin activation and function, and may be one underlying mechanism that contributes to neuropsychiatric disorders and depression. This model suggests that optimizing 1, vitamin D, and 2, marine omega-3 fatty acid intake might help prevent and modulate the severity of brain dysfunction. So I found this very interesting. This was in 2015 is when this was published, if I'm correct. Yeah, it was 2015. You might be sitting there being like, okay, Ethan, I know omega-3 is good for your brain or whatever, but I just want to give you a little bit more of a picture, about why this is important. So I found this rather interesting, but this article is saying that EPA is in charge of releasing the serotonin, as well as in charge of reducing inflammation and reducing depression as well. So on one hand you have EPA, and on the other hand you have DHA, correct? You need both of those in order for serotonin to get through to, it's basically like there's two sides, right? And it has to cross in order to be activated or to function properly. And without vitamin D, the EPA, and the DHA, if you're deficient in any one of those three, then the serotonin can't get through. It can't cross over. So they'll be disconnected in some way. Is the way I kind of understand it looking at this study. So, but I'll post a link in the description below and you can actually go look at it and read for yourself. I found it very, very interesting. But just remember, vitamin D, EPA, and DHA are all very important for serotonin levels. And honestly, I can tell a difference since I've been supplementing with omega-3. If you're not, I would definitely check with your doctor. Make sure that's fine. I'm sure he'll probably say that's okay, but I take about 1 gram a day along with the vitamin D I've been taking, and I'll probably continue doing so for quite some time. So, and like I said, I'm just going over this in how vitamin D and omega-3 are related to one another, or why they're both needed in conjunction. So I'm not talking about the other possible benefits of omega-3. There's tons of other benefits that you can get from omega-3, like skin, and of course we touched on the reduction in inflammation. And you definitely don't want to be taking your vitamin D without omega-3. So make sure you get some omega-3. Remember, you can get it from krill, you can get krill oil, you can get it from cod liver oil, extra virgin cod liver oil. You can get it from, if you're vegan, you can get it like from the algae, like I was saying. So just make sure you get something that's good quality and has been tested through a laboratory. Because like I said, the poor bioavailability will hurt you in the long run if you're not getting something that's well absorbed. So, and also you want to make sure you're taking that with the fattiest meal of the day, because it's fatty acid. So I tend to take mine after like my largest meal of the day. But anyways, if you haven't checked out my other vitamin D cofactor videos, check those out. There'll be a link over here. Bump that like button and hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of my future cofactor videos, okay? So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.